Now, in a change to Billings, we've an ITV News Special.
Europe's worst terror attack in a decade. France calls it an act of war. 129 people were murdered in Paris and hundreds more injured by 7 Islamic State terrorists. People climbed out of windows and fled from a concert hall where most of the victims were killed.
We could hear the sound of the machine guns like we were very close, like the walls were shaking.
2 suicide bombers blew themselves up outside France's national stadium. They'd tried to get in to cause even more carnage. At least 1 Briton is among the dead. The Prime Minister fears there could be more.
We must be prepared for a number of British casualties, and we're doing all we can to help those caught up in the attack.
Tonight, Paris is mourning the victims of its 2nd major terrorist outrage this year.
This is an ITV News Special with Mark Austin in Paris.
Good evening from Paris, the capital city of a country that is tonight mourning the victims of the worst terrorist attack in Europe for 10 years. It was as carefully coordinated as it was murderous. Deadly attacks by 7 terrorists at several locations right across this city. It is, says the French president, nothing short of an act of war by so-called Islamic State. As of tonight, 129 people are dead, including at least 1 Briton. Most of the victims were killed here at a concert hall behind me. On this special programme tonight, we have the very latest developments, beginning with our Europe editor James Mates on the Paris terror attacks.
Music in the Bataclan nightclub had long stopped. Instead, the soundtrack to a Friday night in Paris had become the murderous gunfire of 7 heavily armed psychopaths.
And let's just return finally now to our Europe editor, James Mates. And James, what's your perspective on these terrible attacks 24 hours on?
Well, principally that they're so serious that things are likely to change, likely to have to change if governments are going to keep their people safe. Firstly, if it's confirmed, as the Greek government says, that at least one of these attackers came to Europe posing as a Syrian refugee, that could change attitudes radically towards what's happening on Europe's external borders. And you don't have to tar refugees with the same brush to ask a legitimate question that how can you keep people safe if a terrorist can simply roll up in a boat and walk ashore? And the second point, of course, is on Europe's internal borders. France has closed her internal borders today, not least because 3 attacks this year, Charlie Hebdo, the failed attack on a train, and now this, appear to have their origins in Belgium. If they're being attacked from abroad, they're not going to be enthusiastic about reopening them.
All right, Robert, thank you. James, rather, thank you very much indeed. And that is it from me in Paris for now. Coverage continues on our website, of course, but from all the team here, good night and thank you for watching.